Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, one of the game's worst monks battle one of the game's best, as Lewis, playing as the Mongols in red, gets ready to duke it out with the Viper, playing as the Aztecs in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, a pretty good opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. The Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout line units, where are you? There you are, come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire faster. Their scout line units and their steppe lancers come with more and more HP as the game goes on. 20% in castle, 30% more in imperial, and their unique unit is the Mangudai, a fast-firing quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege. Now to keep up with their lightning-fast army, make sure they're not left too far behind. Mongol siege units can actually be upgraded to move 50% faster. That help them support their military endeavors. Mongol hunters do work 40% faster than normal, and their houses, of all things, can be upgraded so that they don't lose population space if they ever get destroyed. Now, who might want to destroy those houses? Let's take a look at the top right of our screen, where we've got the Viper playing as the Aztecs in blue, a warrior monk civilization. Their monks gain 5 hit points for every monk tech that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monk comes with no fewer than 100 hit points compared to the usual 30 or 45. That'll help with the gold cost of upgrading these monks, which is significant. Any relics that an Aztec player collects, they generate 33% more gold. So you get 3 relics. It's as if you had 4 of them. What the hell is this billy goat doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Just kind of staring out into the ether, all of a sudden obtained some kind of consciousness, and now realizes that he doesn't really want to make it all the way back here just to get eaten. And so the story of the billy goat continues. Now to support their monks on the field of battle, all Aztec military units are trained 15% faster. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, which may be bad news bears for a cav archer civ like the Mongols. And their infantry can be upgraded to get a massive +4 attack boost, which is fantastic news for their unique unit, the Jaguar Warrior. This is a middle-of-the-road overall infantry unit that comes with a pretty darn good attack bonus against other infantry, which means probably not going to see it today, but, you know, never say never. The Jaguar Warrior, a pretty darn strong and cool unit. Now to support their military production, Aztec villagers do carry 3 extra resources each right from the very beginning of the game. And if you take a look at the top right, where my mouse is slowly circling, you'll notice that the Aztecs start with 50 extra gold every single game, which means they either get loom for free, or you can train 2 extra militiamen and go drush, skill check, whatever the hell you want to call it, your opponent, get right up in their face, explore the map, etc. Do whatever the heck you want to do with that 50 extra gold, or just save it and get up to Castle Age a little bit quicker, since now you only have to mine 50 instead of 100, although probably going to get loom. Who's kidding whom? Oh, look at that. I made a mistake. Who's kidding whom with loom, ba-ba-boom, and anything else that rhymes. I've obviously lost my mind. And so before I lose it any further, let's zoom out. Let's take a look at the attack path between the 2 bases as we remove the line of sight. A pretty large map, I would say. I feel like this map is a little bit larger than what we're used to. A lot of hills here in the center with the usual new style relic right in the center of every Arabia map. A couple of forests, nothing too crazy. Let's take a look at the bases. Pretty much A to B. If you want to go south of the forest, it's a pretty much open lane. If you want to go north of the forest, open lane until you hit the west, and then all of a sudden a lot of forests in the west. And let's see, primary gold for Lewis. Ooh, not really on the attack path, but not really in the side or back position. Still kind of exposed here. Stone also not really to the back, but still potentially exposed. Not a great location for the gold, and the stone could potentially be great depending on if and how our Mongol decides to wall off his base. Already starting to do a little bit of that. Berries, I like that, to the rear of the base. Extra gold off to the top left, extra gold to the bottom right, and extra stone in the very forward position. So not sure this is a fantastic location of any of these resources, except maybe this primary gold, which our Aztec is going to stumble on unless he veers north, and then he's going to stumble on a barracks and the town center. And there we go. So the Viper now knows where his opponent is. His opponent now knows where the Viper is. And the players have begun exploring the map after pushing their pushables, hunting their huntables, etc. Forests very far away, not very helpful in terms of wall-offs. Speaking of, I mean, these forests for Aztec also not exactly useful here for any kind of wall-off. At least the Viper has gold to the rear. The Tesla-shaped stone extra stone and extra gold, 2 patches in the forward position, and the tertiary gold off to the bottom right as well. So what he has in terms of a plus is very quickly taken away in terms of a minus of having not 1 like Lewis does, but 2 of his starting resources in the forward position. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Both bases, yuck, yuck, yuck. I can't really tell who's more advantaged. Both their berries are in the back. A little bit of action already happening here. Somehow a spearman is catching up to an eagle. I don't know how that happens, but it is 1.1 to 1. So I don't think he caught up. I think he was just maybe the Viper did exactly this, turned around, and now a lion joins in on the fight. What is the lion attacking? Is it the spearman? Amazing. The eagle was attacking the scout was attacking the eagle, the spearman was attacking the eagle, the lion was attacking the spearman, who's basically dead. And after all of that, it's the eagle, the Viper's eagle, and Mother Nature's lion that lie dead on the battlefield, and the Viper choosing to go after the weaker spearman. Of course he is. We'll see whether he sticks around, takes the fight, loses his spearman here. Might want to back away here. He is not backing away. Tenacious, stubborn. Viper loses yet another unit. So Lewis draws first blood, takes a small little kill lead, brings a few scouts, making himself a little, comfortable and welcome here in front of the Viper's base, keeping an eye on our Aztec. The last thing you want is that 50 extra gold being spent on those extra military units. But for now, archery range with an archer coming out. Viper's down to 55 gold. Got loom, 1 archer, usually 45 gold for almost everybody. Except, of course, I'm looking at you, Mr. Mayan. And there we go. Not too sure what the point of the tinkle tinkle was, but the spearman attacks the archery range. The archer comes out and says, not on my watch, MF. Not on my watch, and gets the second kill. When you're fighting against ranged units, even ones without ballistics, try not to move in a straight line. If you move in a straight line, you're pretty much guaranteed to be killed. An arrow to the back of the head, the side of your ribs, wherever, depending on which direction you're moving. Try to zigzag, try to serpentine. Try to avoid those arrows. 26 villager population, 6 to 7 military count, 6 scouts for our Mongol, whereas our Aztec unable to train scouts, so it does save a little bit on food, which explains why the Viper has a little bit of a food advantage, but he is training more and more units nonetheless. All of them but the archers do cost food, whether it's 25 or 35, depending on the skirmisher or spearman composition. And now he's trying to bust his way into these berries, but 2 villagers should be enough. This one, though, might be a little bit exposed. Only 1. Oh, no, pardon me. There are 2 villagers here. Okay. I like that. 2 villagers on either side of the berries. 1 spearman. I don't know that you want to chase this. Okay, 2 spearmen. Ooh, 2 spearmen? You know what? There's 1 scout that's basically dead. You know the Viper's going to suss that scout out and attack it immediately. At the same time, the town center gets a good shot off. Takes a little bit of HP. You cannot F around. Otherwise, you will find out. These are not exactly Bloodlines cavalry units that are shoving underneath a TC. These are very low HP, 30, 45. And so a town center garrison will be able to do a good amount of damage. Let's keep an eye on those units, see what they can accomplish. More importantly, right now, the more mobile army, the bigger threat here is the Mongol army. And if he can move these spearmen out of position, and they are starting to get a little bit out of position here, and they've lost track of their enemy. I mean, we've got the radar system here. We know exactly where those units are, but the Viper has no freaking clue. But we'll discover them out of the ether right now. Archers are being brought forth, which means those spearmen are basically dead meat. And 2 skirmishers. We'll see how much damage they can get done on 4 archers. A little bit of a confusion, a little bit of a jumble there. Okay, looks like a little bit of progress made against 1 palisade, but then a secondary wall off is going up. Ooh, be careful. By the way, I forgot to mention that Lewis, congratulations, has joined this game's newest and latest clan, the Onimaru clan. Not too familiar with the term. I believe it's one of the 5 heavenly swords or demonic swords. I always forget with the Japanese nomenclature what it exactly means. Heaven, hell, demon. It's very confusing for yours truly. For some strange reason, But congratulations to Lewis nonetheless. I believe frickin' Andy is on that team. Leary has joined that team, or clan, or group, whatever. I still don't know exactly what to call them. Back in the day, we called them clans. Although, I'm not too sure that is politically correct. Hey, I'm in the clan. You know? That's not exactly something you want to go out advertising. 8 kills to 7. 37 villagers to 38. Idle time slowly racking up here for the Viper. He's at 14 whole seconds. Lewis, 0 seconds TC idle time in the first 18 minutes is pretty bonkers. That is a good stat to have. And now he's saving the units to the south by distracting the Viper with the units to the north. Although maybe they'll catch a random skirmisher here. They are hot on his tail. Oh, no. Not today, says the quick-handed Viper. And Lewis's archers to the south. I saw some reinforcements. I feel like they moved back, maybe? Down goes the lion. I mean, you've got Loom, but even with Loom, he picks off the villager in the first economic kill of the game, going to our Mongol. Might get the second economic kill of the game as well if he sticks around. Oh, that's so sour. 12 HP left. But then the spearmen showed up. And once the spearmen show up, it was basically like a cop showing up to a party. An underage drinking party. And, you know, like in those Hollywood movies in the early 2000s. And the party's over. That's it. No more work that our scout can do. Let's take a look at the bases. Both players are heading up to Castle Age. Our Aztec about 35 seconds ahead of his opponent. Lewis with a completely, totally, horrendously inexcusable 1 second of TC idle time. 20 minutes into the game. That is an amazing stat. Armies 12 apiece. Lewis behind ahead 3 villagers. Was 2 right up until the moment he killed one of the Vipers, and he is trying to bust his way into this house, or at the very least putting on pressure while he heads up to the next age himself. The Viper moving forward. Not too sure this is that scary of an army. Plenty of room here for a double wall off. Villagers nearby. So both players kind of attacking into infrastructure. Both players trying to psych out the other player. Spearman. Somebody's got to kill this spearman out of 9 ranged units. You'd like to think so. Eagles are out, but they're still scouts. Not too sure they should be chasing this army, especially with these 2 half-health scouts still alive. It looks like the Viper's still trying to bust his way into the north of the Mongol base at the same time. Both players are starting to lose scouts, but Blue's Eagle scouts in 20 seconds will be Eagle warriors. We are in castle, so they finally do come with their little attack bonuses. Soon going to jump up to 3 instead of 2 because the scout becomes a warrior, matures. And to be fair, I feel like Lewis here could take this fight if he just stuck to the high ground. But now, you know what? Now there's 4 eagles, 3. One of them with his very low 4 HP is running away. At the same time, going to zoom out. The Viper continues to try to bust his way into here. And here we go. Eagles just littering the sands with the bodies of skirmishers. But eventually, one by one, they have to be basically abandoned, sent home to heal, to recuperate, take a nice warm bath, have a cup of tea, put on some Tiger Bomb, and ooh, infantry is in here. Cavalry archers for the Mongol. Gotta love that faster firing rate of 1.6 compared to the usual 2. And let's see what he can accomplish here. Feeling very comfortable in his defenses. Lewis, he is getting wheelbarrow while he plops down a second town center. No extra TC for our Mongol just yet, our Aztec, pardon me, even though he does have the wood for it. And is he going to see this TC basically immediately? Yeah, of course he is. The Viper sees it all. Is this walled in? Okay, obviously is. Otherwise, those eagles would be here instead of here. And the Mongol cavalry is out. No, there's not 2. There's actually 4. Your eyes are not deceiving you. You're not suffering from blurry vision. This is in fact 4 skirmishers. Not too sure why Lewis is bringing these cav archers. They are just begging for damage to get done to their HP with these skirmishers that now come with a double bonus against them, both archer and cavalry archer. I'm pretty sure that one knight could have taken on those 4 skirmishers on their own. Monks are out as well. Certainly one way to deal with cavalry. Shoo it away with the 9 range of a monk. Not a single upgrade research. We know that. because these monks still have 30 HP. Remember, every monk tech that's researched in addition to whatever bonus benefit boon it gives you does add 5 HP. And he's going for the knight. While the cav archers go for the monk, they get the monk before the monk gets the knight. Why did I think there was more than one monk here? Oh, he left. Oh, he's long gone. Our Aztec, by the way, has collected 1 relic already. University is up. Ballistics is getting researched. Sanctity as well. So we'll keep an eye on that monk HP as it grows up and up. But a 3rd TC going up for our Mongol. Very forward position here. Close to that forward stone. That being said, a 2nd and now a 3rd TC going up for our Aztec as well. Our Aztec, by the way, has walled himself in quite nicely. I don't know if this is 100% walled in now that it's breached here to the south. And I'm hoping for his sake that Lewis walls himself in as well. Needs to close this up because now you're facing eagles, and the last thing you want to do when you're facing eagles is either jack your wood too hard or mistakenly forget to rebuild your infrastructure, your wall off infrastructure. Hey, cav archers, you're moving the wrong way. You want to get out of here, not move towards the skirmishers. So Mongol army to the north, Mongol force to the south, Mongol force heading east. At the same time, eagles are moving south. This is going to get very messy very fast here. I feel like the Viper's feelers are out on the map just so he can keep an eye on this monk and make sure these cav archers don't run straight into him, which seems like it's going to happen. Let's keep an eye on this. All they need to do is pivot to the left. Eagles, 2 of them die to the cav archers. So mobility going to our Mongol, punch packing going to our Aztec, and we have yet again the classical trope in Age of Empires of the cav archer, and it's like the hare and the tortoise. You know, as long as the hare, the cav archer, the faster unit, doesn't stop to take a break, a cigarette, a nap, an aperitif, it should outrun anything that the tortoise can throw at it. That being said, if the tortoise closes on the hare, well, then that he's gonna use that shell to knock him the hell out. Oh, and this is exactly why you got a wall against eagles. They don't seem like it, but they are such difficult raiding units to deal with. And all of the mesocivs have their own unique variations and their own unique, how do I put it? Their own unique techs that make the eagles a big pain in the ass. It looks like those cav archers are in the back of the Aztec base as well. Lewis getting 1 villager kill at the moment. We'll see how many more he can get before the defenses for the Viper kick in. Whether you're an Aztec eagle that attacks with a +4, a Mayan eagle that has 40 more HP, or an Incan eagle that is basically comes with Huskarl level pierce armor and therefore basically impossible to kill by a town center. Each eagle has its own little unique. Wow, where did this mangonel come from? That is a long way to go. I hope for that mangonel's sake it gets some damage done. Converted knight dies to his former comrades, and our Mongol is back to putting on the aggression. Not too sure what that attack is. Is he doing an attack round just so he can reach both barracks? That's interesting. I feel like that's an attack round. Am I like cuckoo bonkers? Another knight gets converted. I saw a red dot till I didn't, and I saw a blue dot. I mean, it's obvious. Unless we see a monk moving forward for the Viper and converting a stable. Are there any exposed stables? I mean, this one's nice and exposed. You can convert that with redemption and start pumping out your own mounted jaguar warriors known as shallots. Skirmishers moving in. Viper's army is backwards. Skirmishers need to be up to the north chasing these guys. And eagles are going to get the mangonel despite a cute little preemptive attack round. And now they need to run back straight to the monk. The monk needs to drop the relic and convert, but you know what? Those eagles are way too weak. Oh no, oh no. A couple of vill kills here. Lewis going up to 3. The Viper's at 6. And a 4th TC for our Aztec. Will there be a 4th TC here for Lewis? He's got the stone for it, not the wood. What he does have is 1,800 resources that he just spent because our Mongol is heading up to Imperial. And let's see what our Mongol does in Imperial. Yeah, it is in fact. He bought Oh, pardon me. He bought stone. Never mind. I thought he was buying wood. He may have bought wood. I may have missed it, but in either event, somehow manages to get 275 wood together. Finds it between the couch cushions. In his pants, in the laundry. Oh, I'll never forget the day. For my birthday, my grandparents gave me 50 bucks. A nice, crisp, red $50 bill. In Canada, the 50s are red. And I lost it, or I thought I lost it. And then my mom did laundry. And there it was, all crumpled and gross. And man, was I upset. Almost as upset as this monk, who gets no conversion, loses his life, accomplishes nothing, has nothing to show for it. Or maybe he did get a conversion on this one blue knight. Viper doing a good job converting the melee cavalry of his opponent. That being said, the ranged cavalry of his opponent is busy sniping monks left, right, and center. Double barracks going up for our Aztec, which is going to take him up to 7 barracks. 7 barracks, pumping units out 15% faster, is pretty much having 8 barracks. This, I hope, is closed for the Viper's sake. Doesn't really look like it, but you never know. This game, like I always say, is like an MC Escher art. It's like one of those pictures where you have to cross your eyes and then, ooh, what is that, a whale? What is that, a rabbit? You know what I'm talking about, those weird computer generated. It basically looks like a bunch of squiggles and, you know, like a kaleidoscope. But then you cross your arms, you make them all fuzzy, and then you all of a sudden you see a whale outline, or the outline of something. Lewis is back. 2 more Vil kills. It's going to be a lot more than 2 in a second. Fantastic get here. He does have ballistics. And he's adding in some light cavalry units as well. At the same time, though, knights are raiding to the north. Lewis is just all over the Viper at the moment. The Viper going up to 18 eagles. Let's see how he can defend. They are, once they're elite with the upgrades, the fastest moving infantry unit in the game. That being said, they still don't hold a candle to the Cav Archer. Although, to be fair, they do move at a 1.43 tile when they're elite, and these guys move at 1.54. So it's not really, it's just a 0.11 difference. So it's not terrible. All the Cav Archers have to do, yet again, the Viper loses a monk to the ranged cavalry of his opponent. And the Viper is 40 seconds away from Imperial. Trebs are out. It looks like they've already demolished some military buildings. I like that they're going one after the archery range, one after the DC. Although, going after the archery range, maybe the barracks? You know what? Maybe not. Maybe the skirmishers are the bigger threat to the cavalry archers. And so Lewis choosing to go after the archery range. To be fair, the Aztecs do have one of the deadliest skirmishers in the game with the Autolot upgrade. +1 range, +1 attack. So it is no surprise that our Cav Archer player, and to be fair, this is a Cav Archer play on the whole, despite some knights here and there. Mostly a Cav Archer force. Look at the outposts by Lewis. Beautiful. On the left, on the right, they are everywhere. I want to see his line of sight because he is seeing the Vipers run by and he is seeing it coming from a mile away. Now, the question is, if you saw it coming, okay, he's relying on his castle. If you saw it coming, why the hell are your Cav Archers all the way over here? Well, let's take a look. The Eagles, they are elite. They move at that 1.43 tile per second speed. The ones to the south are going to find a stone gate. The ones to the north are finding nothing but castle fire. And this castle, again, you're not inking, so you die very, very quickly. Let's see what the hell is actually going on around the map. The Viper's villager is attacking Lewis's villager. The Viper's Cav Archers are fighting the elite eagles here. And this is where that quicker movement speed really, really helps. Unless you're just on the high ground, your opponent doesn't have that many units. Now you can just kind of stop. Although, may not want to necessarily stop against eagles that are going to have blast furnace soon. Though they will kill, but look how long it takes to kill, even without fabric shields. These guys still do come with 8 pierce armor. Step lancers are out. They got a villager. Now they're attacking the mining camp. Eagles underneath a castle to the right. Eagles trying to avoid the castle on the left. More eagles and skirmishers busting in. Look at the army count, 59 to 12. Our Aztec literally has 5 times the army count. A single Mangudai comes out. A single Mangudai falls. There is one more somewhere out on the map. But for now, the Cav Archers, the Steppe Lancers, all seem to be falling under the weight, the might, the caca of the eagle. There he is. That coward ran back straight into the castle. Okay. Skirmishers helping to zone out villagers while the eagles kill them. And this is where even, like I said, the basic eagle with 8 pierce armor is just so unafraid of town center fire. Castles are one thing, town centers are something completely different. Chasing villagers. At the same time, the Cav Archers aren't paying attention here, and all of a sudden, our Mongol has no more Cav Archers. Unless you count the one Mangudai who's still probably, no, he's not in there. Where is he? Where is he, that coward? Well, not a coward anymore. In fact, a martyr. And yet again, action. Steppe Lancers to the north. Eagles to the center left. Eagle attacking villagers, constructing an outpost here in the bottom. So as much as Lewis would love to get eyeballs out on the map, this one eagle stymies those attempts. Somehow, you know, Lewis just has 14 of the Viper skirmishers inside his base. Made their way here from the south. And this is a lesson, an absolute lesson into why you need to always keep your defenses up and running. Walls, static defenses, whatever it takes, because the eagles flock, the eagles swarm, and man, can they kill villagers very, very fast. Oh, he looks like he rounded the other side of the hill. Now, Steppe Lancers against skirmishers. Unfortunately for the Steppe Lancers, because they are one range, they do still get attacked by the skirmishers. Unless you micro them by right-clicking them near the skirmishers. That was kind of sour. I don't think he really needed to lose that Steppe Lancer. More eagles, 47 out on the field and 48th being trained. Oh my god, I hear the bat of a jaguar. There he is, pelt akimbo. Burning down. I mean, might want to just convert that. Eagles to the center. Eagles taking out a castle because, of course, Lewis does not have murder holes. No, pardon me, Lewis does have murder holes. I forgot that Lewis trained with Hera. For a second, I forgot that. And Hera is pretty much the only pro player that I know and have casted regularly that actually does regularly get murder holes. And so it's no surprise that Lewis doing the same thing. Now, he is continuing to kill so many units. The Viper's military lead all of a sudden dwindling. It used to be 5 times larger. Now it's 3 times larger. At the same time, though, the Viper has killed 77 villagers. He is losing some back home, but enough eagles are here. Yeah, there you go. Enough eagles are here that they can absolutely destroy those knights. Villagers now attacking a monk, dropping their giant gold balls. Look at those giant nuggets. Why does she have her pickaxe underneath the gold nugget, but the men don't? That's interesting. You gotta love these little things in Age of Empires. Like I noticed the other day that the Woad Raider attacks with a backhanded swipe of the axe as opposed to a forward attack of the axe. Mangudai are not moving. They need to be moving. And look at the freaking mini-map. Eagles to the south of them, eagles to the north of them, eagles attacking the castle with the trebuchet, and Lewis says enough is enough. What the hell do you want from me? You're attacking me in multiple locations over and over and over again. Even the caster is having a tough time. No stress, sitting in his underwear with his heater on, watching this game after the fact. Even he's confused AF and doesn't know where the hell the attacks are coming from. How the hell am I expected to put up with this shit? And finally just taps out all eagles all over the place. And Lewis does still have enough stone for a castle, but to be fair, where the hell are you going to put it that's safe? This base is way too open. Way too open for you for playing against eagles. It's way too open, period. It's way too open for even hussars. Or for playing against hussars. Now, it's not like the Viper's base is closed off at all. Now, this is just begging for some hussar raiding. Lewis, if he wanted to, with 107 villagers, could have transitioned to some hussars to raid on his own. Does only have 5 stables, though. How many barracks? Okay, so just the original 7, which again for the Aztecs pumps out pretty much the same as 8 barracks for everyone else with their 15% faster trading time. How many eagles did we see? 185 eagles. He had more eagles than Lewis had army. Although, how cool is this? Cav Archer, Mangudai, and Steppe Lancers. And we saw knights. The only thing missing were camels. I don't know if we saw any camels, but basically that would round out all of the mounted units of the Mongols. I'm hoping we saw at least one camel. In that case, we'll have seen basically one of everything. But ultimately, this is just way too exposed. I like the location of the castle here, protecting the gold and the farmland, the wood line. Unfortunately, this center part is completely open. 1, 2, 3. And now the Viper is going to take this. And by the way, with the outpost being downed, he's going to have seen that there are villagers here moving forward. And he must know it's for the gold. Obviously, he knows it's for the gold. And Lewis just absolutely gets swarmed. And rinse, repeat is the name of the game for the Viper, who sends wave after wave after wave of eagles. Deaths be damned. I'm just going to charge into my opponent until he finally just has to tap out and give up. PKPM 15 minutes in. PKPM right at the beginning for our Mongol. The economies, what is that, about just under 9,000 difference? If you remove 3,000, just about 6-ish thousand difference once you remove the relics, which is not, it's about a little bit over 10% bigger economy, which is to be expected when your opponent has killed 88 of your villagers and you've only lamed 32 of his. Kill counts on the whole about 26 apart. Not too dissimilar, to be honest. Let's take a look. How many conversions do we think? How many of those knights got teethed? I want to say 10. What? Okay, I really overestimated that. I thought there were so many more conversions. 3? Okay, that's a bit of a surprise to me. There you go. There's your professional casting. 16 raisings to 9. And the kill count we saw. Gotta love the murder holes. Gotta love the murder holes. And it's with the murder holes that unfortunately our Mongol cannot hold, despite it being the upgrade to get against infantry. If only he was the Persians, if only he had citadels with bullets, with attack bonuses against these eagles. It doesn't really matter. By the way, building +2. So they're not too weak themselves, these eagles. Unfortunately for Lewis, he's just, if you look at resources, except for trash, he does have a bit of stone here at the back, which he's got to have seen, right? Yeah, he has seen it. But his stone to the back is being destroyed. I like that he came out here with his town center, got that very, very exposed forward gold. But I'm curious if instead of building these mills and these farms here, he should have built them here and then tried to wall this off like he has now. I'm not too sure how these eagles even got here. Is this open? 1 second. We're gonna have to see. Yeah, that's open. And so the Viper tries to come in. He comes in. And now a little bit too late is the wall off attempt here by Lewis with this one. Oh, look at that, a stone wall. Okay, all right. More respect to Lewis for actually spending the stone here. What is it, 3 stone? I'm not being sarcastic. Pro players, aside from being super duper allergic to murder holes, they are also super duper, I can't even talk anymore, super duper allergic to spending stone on walls. But at the end of the day, it's gonna bite him in the ass. Even though he wanted to, didn't go up. Maybe if that went up, he could have kept this safe. Although, what the hell does Lewis need more stone for? He does have enough for another castle. The problem is he sees these eagles coming. His center/forward position is about to be overrun. And even though he does have 5 stables, he doesn't have the wood for more. And all of a sudden, his resources disappear. I don't know, sometimes in Capture Age, when you finish the game, then you rewind and finish the game again, the resources are different. I'm not sure exactly why it shows up like that, but I feel like he had almost the 600 gold he needed to go for Hussars, and maybe with Hussars he could have done some damage on the other side of the map, but that's neither here nor there. The omnipresent Eagle of the Viper. Let's see if it's fully upgraded. It is fully upgraded. 17 attack with that Garland War +4. 8 pierce armor against any kind of static defensive structure is pretty bonkers, and that movement speed 1.43, pretty much as fast as anything the Mongol can throw at him. I mean, the knights are not that much faster, 149, but everything else 1.54. So just a little, or 1.6 for the Steppe Lancer, a little bit faster, but not fast enough to outrun how many? 20 eagles to the north, 7 eagles to the south, 16 eagles and 2 trebs to the center, and that's it. Just a 1-2-3 punch, and the Viper is victorious, but GG in a nice little back and forth to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.